Anastasia Lin, ambassador in the China policy at the McDonald-Laurier Institute. Anastasia, good evening and thank you for joining us on CTV News Channel.
Good evening.
So let's start with the manner in which this trial was held. About 2 hours or so, no access at all and no verdict. What do you make of the manner in which it was held? Well,
this is a kangaroo court, no doubt. The determination of Chinese government is very clear that the verdict is going to be guilty. And China does not have an independent judicial system, so everything is in service of political power. The judicial system, the police power, everything.
OK, and let's talk about the reaction that has come in from Canada right now. The Canadian government, the Prime Minister saying this is completely unacceptable and lack of transparency in court proceedings. What do you think Canada can really do here? What options does the country have?
Well, I think, first of all, we need to call out China's action for what it is. China is being openly hostile toward Canada, and we can't pretend that we're still in a friendly relationship or hoping that in the future this will just pass by us and we'll resume into a friendly relationship. They have been hostile against Canadians, and by taking Canadian innocent citizens as hostage to pursue their own political interests is unacceptable. But this rhetoric we have been hearing from Canadian government a lot, but lacks serious action. We haven't really seen Canadian government pursuing any substantial action that could hold China accountable for what it's doing now.
But whatever the Canadian government also tries to do, of course, there is a backlash. We've heard from the Chinese side as well, saying that it is hypocritical of the Prime Minister. And of course, they cite what's happening with Meng Wanzhou in the country.
Well, China would call anybody who does not align with its own interests. I mean, the Chinese Communist Party would call anybody who's taking action that's not aligned with its interests hostile, anti-China, hypocritical, and that's a usual rhetoric from them.
Let's talk about what is expected to happen next week now. We know that the other Michael Kovrig, is also expected to go to trial. Are there any expectations, or do you think this is going to go the same way as what we saw today?
It will be going the same way as we saw today.
And what about the verdict there?
The verdict will be similar. China's conversion rate is basically 100%.
So what happens with the verdict? What can we expect in the verdict? If there's conviction, what will they have to undergo?
Well, this is basically a kangaroo trial. And in the past, we have seen many trials like this that was predetermined. And so it's up to us to take action against it, to stand up for ourselves. And that's the only way that we are able to protect these two Canadian citizens. There are many others.
Sorry for interrupting you there, but let me ask you about when you keep saying that Canada needs to do more. We know the Biden administration has also publicly supported calls for the release of these two men. And this also comes at a time when US and China are having a meeting in Alaska. And it is believed that this was also discussed in that meeting. How much can we continue to rely on our allies for help?
We cannot entirely rely on US to solve this problem for us. We have many allies who are also taking action against China's abuse toward their own citizens, like Australia, and also like Taiwan, who's actively seeking for help from allies to divert its trade. We, Canada, need to take this matter very seriously, and we have a lot of leverage. First, we can offer moral support for our allies who are in the same situation and seek for their support. And secondly, we can sanction the Chinese Communist officials who are responsible for the two Michaels' arrest. And thirdly, there is the Olympic game that's coming up. So in 2022, when China is going to host the Olympic Games, will we expect our athletes to go to China with this condition? And also our tourists who are going to be coming from Canada to go to China, who's going to protect them?
All right, several questions that still remain. And of course, you say that Canada can do a whole lot more in this situation. We appreciate you joining us this evening. Anastasia Lin, ambassador in the China policy at the McDonald-Laurier Institute. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.